Greetings, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are on the planet. Happy United Nations International Day of Peace. Wow. And we're also at a place where day and night is essentially the same in most parts of the world today. Happy equinox, autumnal equinox. And I think we have the right people in front of us for the sense of balance that comes along with that. Yeah. I'd like to introduce, we're going to do an intro video here, but I'll say a quick couple of words about Lisa, who's a longtime psychosomatic counselor and facilitator and peace activist from Berlin. And Brian is a sculptor and voice for hope and peace. And in a world of understanding mind, body, spirit, trained as a yoga teacher, meditation facilitator, I believe, many years ago, and comes to us from Krakow, Poland today. And let's roll video, and I'll speak a few more words after that. As everybody's gathering, well, I'll say one more thing. If you don't have something sacred to eat and nibble on in front of you as the video is playing, gather your favorite goodies, because we're going to have some fun with sacred nourishment.
As we open this virtual space, let's connect and be present with each other. Let's get to know each other with kindness and gentleness. Let's listen to each other with generosity in our hearts. Let's learn from each other with curiosity and wonder. We are a part of nature. We are a part of Earth. We are a part of life. May we use our time together to add to peace and truth and goodness in the world.
Beautiful, thank you. Lisa and Brian, you've helped so many people for so many years. And I so appreciate who you are on the planet and what you stand for. So I'm going to just hand the floor over. You're magical to watch. Take it away.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you all for being here. And Hasina Amelie was trying to find us, so maybe you could hook her up. So what we're here together to do is to really celebrate a global feast for peace. And in 2012, International Cities of Peace began hosting these global feasts for peace. And Lisa and I have participated and created these coming togethers on International Peace Day with others and sharing food, but more importantly, sharing our love and intentions for being peace builders and generating the spirit of how one heart can, in a contagion, affect others in a loving, peaceful manner. So we're happy to be sharing this time and space here on International Peace Day. And I turn it over to you, Lisa.
Yes, a warm, warm welcome also from me. It's really such a blessing to affirm today peace with all the peace builders around the world. And so to connect here with you in the spirit of this global feast for peace is just so beautiful, and seeing some familiar faces and friends. And I want to point out especially to Julie Heyman, who was always celebrating with us in Ojai, and was a co-founder also of Ojai International City of Peace, and now beyond the continents in the United States and here in Europe, and then others just joining in, so beautiful. So Feast for Peace for me is more than just the necessity of life having enough to eat. It's also connecting with all beings who have that need. But sharing a meal is also satisfying our emotional needs. It brings us together and strengthens relationships, friendships, bonds. We get to know each other better. So it's just huge coming together and sharing a meal. So that's why I really love this. And we had another this morning with so many nationalities and sharing. And I brought many peace cookies and some fruits and something to nourish on. So, but how Brian and I was picturing this hour with you is that each of you will introduce yourself with your name and from where you are calling from. And then maybe sharing an intention or a prayer for peace. Yeah, and then you will pick somebody who goes first. So I will just start. So I'm Lisa Berman, live presently in Krakow. And I actually brought a poem that I wrote some years ago for Peace Day. And I would just share that, and that's my, intention for the peace in the world. So it's called Peace from the Inside Out. Breathe and relax, releasing the darkness, constriction, and anxiety, savoring the moment, opening the heart, letting nature take its course. Being loved as I am, sweeping away what is no longer needed, moving slowly in the rhythm of my true self, the essence of my being, relaxing, trusting, staying the course. Joy and contentment, a sense of fulfillment, a feeling that all is well, enjoying each breath and each moment, allowing spirit to sparkle through me. Peace from the inside out. So in this spirit, I pick Hasina. This is the next one.
Thank you. And I always start with the breath because I feel it just centers when we get to give our breath to Mother Earth, and she gives the air to us to breathe. And there's a gift giving, there's a reciprocity there. And that air is something that we all have access to. We're all able to take it into ourselves and nourish ourselves with it. It's the basic nourishment. And with gratitude for this basic nourishment that we receive as individuals and that we get to give collectively and even receive collectively, because as we receive the nourishment, we make a collective difference and we bring whatever we have, all our strengths to the table. I'm just going to lead us in some breathing. So inhale. And exhale. And as a demonstration of our nourishment, we actually get to use our cells and our muscles to move. So whoever would like to join me, take your arms up to mountain pose. Inhale all the way up. And exhale to heart center. Just put your hands over your heart. Just feel the heartbeat as you breathe to your own rhythm. And inhale all the way to mountain pose again. Really stretching and feeling us stretching out of any comfort zone and growing and reaching new heights and potential. And exhale and just push the walls away, pushing our limits away. And that's a gift that I offer. Thank you so much, Lisa and Brian.
May you say where you call from?
Forgot to say that. Hasina Patel calling from Newcastle, South Africa. Thank you.
Now pick someone.
Sorry, I'm really breaking the flow. Well, I picked Tom.
Thank you, my dear. Tom Ackland, Frederick, Maryland, USA, East Coast, US. And thank you so much. I was inspired by Lisa's reading, and I stumbled across something from a while back this morning too. So I'll just read one paragraph. It was intentions for community. And one of my favorite paragraphs is, I pray to know the feeling first, and then to allow the words and explanations and understandings flow from our holistic apprehensions. And I pray that we are all intrigued by what might be a surprise definition and scratch our heads together in inquiry, knowing the feeling of being blessed by inner light, granting our answers and solutions in perfect divine timing and perfect divine absolution. I am grateful for the countdowns of life, and I pray that we all handle the promised resolutions of all deadlines, knowing that even our anxieties about upcoming days and moments in hard times are part of the soup of God's love and assured resolutions. That's my current rendition. Thank you. And I tag. Who's the hungriest? Who's the hungriest? Shabima.
I'm Shamima calling in from Newcastle, South Africa, and I'm not spotlighting myself because what I want to bring to this space right now is a moment to just look into everyone on this call, look into their eyes and be in the spirit of community and the energy that we collectively bring and energy that feeds us that we can take with us. That is what I'm going to leave you with. And I will tag Judy.
Thank you. I'm Julie from Baltimore, Maryland, conscious evolutionary, and my work is in the unified field, which we know we are in and is in us. And so my prayer already today, a few times, was to acknowledge all of the peace activities going on all over the world, the visions, the prayers, the dances, the poems, the feasts, the intentions, the gatherings, and to acknowledge the resonant field that this is creating, and that it does have an influence that uplifts and lightens the energetics on this planet for the benefit of everyone and everything. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Pick the next person, please.
Oh, I'm sorry, Doris.
You have to unmute yourself, Doris.
Sorry, yeah, now it should work. Thank you very much for welcoming me and picking me. For me, it's I'm in a very busy day. I'm in Germany, in Berlin. It's a late afternoon, and by like a miracle, I just picked Brian's Facebook page and thought, maybe I can jump in. And this is a miracle, because in our heart we are all connected, and knowing Lisa and Brian as my close friends, and knowing Julie from meetings in America, it's wonderful to feel you and how to calm down. I didn't prepare a poem, but every morning when I wake up, my very, very first thought is thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, and may peace prevail on earth. And when I have the chance to swim in the close by lake, then I'm so much connected. It doesn't need words, it doesn't need action. It's just the being, and I pray for it that everybody is able to feel that and invite that in their life, and that we can all be more quiet and peaceful and honoring the time we are here guests. So thank you very much. And I like to pick Brian.
Thank you, Doris. Thank you all. I have my life here with Lisa in Krakow, Poland. And I'm filled with inspirations from what I hear that people are feasting on. And one of the things that during the World Unity Week and the 99 days and leading up to Peace Week, one of the missions that I felt was that there is so much suffering going on in the world. And I have the capacity in my heart to transform that energy by breathing it in and sending out love with my breath. And so this has been a daily practice as often as I recognize something that this is an area where I can contribute my love on the spot. And if there's more that I can do, and I'm grateful that I can. So today, I received many memory photos and postings for all of the previous International Peace Days. I mean, it just goes back far. And I'm just going to read one from the Dalai Lama. He says, peace does not mean an absence of conflicts. Differences will always be there. Peace means solving these differences through peaceful means. through dialogue, education, knowledge, and through humane ways. So it is a blessing to be sharing the wisdom, not just of the Dalai Lama, but to be sharing the wisdom from each of you. And so I am, firstly, because we have some new friends that just showed up, I want to welcome Moshe and Hamza and let them know that we're each sharing where we're calling from. We're sharing our names, obviously, and an intention for peace. And so I'm going to select, thank you for showing up in video. It's so great to see you. We're selecting somebody to share, and then they will do their sharing and then select somebody else. So given that you just came on, I will select Amelie and let her model and share her Feast for Peace.
This is Amelie from Amsterdam, Holland. I did already tell in other groups, I did 99 days of peace work here, knitting, peace flag, and every stitch, praying and breathing out for peace. My contribution for today is I do, Ryan, every hour from waking up till I will sleep, on the whole hour, the peace minute for Earth. And I want to honor Gaia and remember we are all connected, not only by breathing, but also by gravity, where we just don't have to do anything else than just be here and sit and let us hold by Mother Gaia and feel that we are present today with our inner peace heart connected. I'm so grateful to see you all. Thank you. I pass it on to Moshe and Hamsha.
Thank you so much. What a wonderful heart opening to listen to you and see the lovely colors that you posted.
This week, for the last over 10 years, working with Syrian refugees affected by the war in Syria and the refugee camps, displacement camps, focusing our work on the children and the women who are most affected by violence, war, and we have provided during that time a lot of material aid. We've got a couple of very interesting programs right now, and if you have to say a little bit about that.
Well, what I wanted to say before anything else, it is the children that inspired me to start our organization for Justice Syria. When I went on Facebook 11 years ago, and I could not stand to see the photos of children being bombed, and I said to myself, I'm going to do something, at least I'm going to try. That was 11 years ago. There was never an intention to do such a big project, but we did. And we couldn't stop because it was so important. So we are still inspired by the beauty of children that absolutely has nothing. And when they get just a little something, there is such profound gratitude. I can't even explain how that affects us and continues to inspire us despite our exhaustion that we need to continue. That was a long sentence, okay?
Just to give you a little sense. of what
Thank
the-
you.
Oh, okay.
Maybe we can
Sorry.
have a little feedback so we don't talk too much.
Yeah, so you might say where you call from and where you're originally from.
Oh, my name is Hamza, and this is Moshe, and we are actually live in the United States, but we are in Germany right now, and we're calling from Brandenburg, Germany.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. So beautiful. And
I
do you want
also,
to?
excuse me,
Mhm.
Lisa. I'm also going to put Bridges of Peace link in the chat if anybody wants to read up or support your organization.
So maybe you pick another person, but you came later. So maybe I invite Cher to introduce yourself, where you are calling from, and maybe sharing your intention for peace with us. Cher, you want to join in?
Good morning. Thank you. I'm in Northwest Ohio, and my camera is not very functioning, so hopefully you can hear me okay.
Yes.
And my intention is just to add to my peace so that I can add to others' peace, or be a peaceful presence whenever it might be useful to someone else. I know you can't make people peaceful, but I think if you present yourself as, or just have the energy of peace, I think it can perhaps inspire others to feel that way too. So
Mhm.
I'm just thrilled to be part of this. I participated a couple of years, and yes, thank you for letting me have a word, and thank you for everyone who's contributing to this amazing week. Thank you.
Thank you, Cher. And may I invite Melanie also to join in our circle?
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello, Melanie.
I'm from Ontario, Canada. I'm glad to be with all of you. Yes, here I am. So I got a chance to get in the room just the last 10 minutes because I had a presentation in another room that I was presenting. But I'm glad to be with you guys here. I'm really happy to see all the work that you guys are bringing to the world. All the humanitarian work that you and Brian are doing in Poland, and everything you're bringing in together to help the world to be a better place. And that's all I have to say for now, but I really appreciate all your help and everything that you guys do.
Thank you, Melanie, for your beautiful meditation, just where you just come from.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah, let's maybe just connect one more time with our heart. And, you know, we all might think first about peace there, that there's no violence, no war. But I think there's so much still not peace in our minds. And let's reflect a moment just amongst us. What does peace feel like? To have really this central experience. This is when I feel peace, like Doris was sharing when she is swimming in her lake in the morning. There's just her beingness. There are no words needed. And I think we all have such experiences in nature, because nature is just as it is. And just exploring this present moment, savoring the moment. Just open up all our senses, our heart, to feel what does peace feel like in my system right now. Just imagine how from your heart into your whole body it emanates out into your environment, neighborhood, and just expand and expand the whole community, maybe the state, country, and the whole earth and beyond. Just see how far you can encompass this beautiful, beautiful energy of peace, loving kindness, love, whatever it feels like for you. And especially to those who are needing it the most, like Hamza and Moshe were sharing in war zones. We think about other war zones like the Ukraine, like Brian and I, we are close to the Ukrainian border. There are many, many Ukrainians in Poland right now, have no home, not sure about their future, what it will bring, if they will ever can go home. Just spreading out your sense of peace to all those who need it the most. Finding peace in the mind, filling with hope, feeling the trust, the guidance, the unseen hand. Especially that we're all connected. We're one family in a way. We're one human family and longing for working in harmony together. Like the Dalai Lama said in the 80s, war is obsolete. How to embrace the diversity and love the diversity, seeing as an inspiration. Being curious to get to know the other. And maybe following the golden rule that is in every religion, in every culture. Very simple, just from one heart to the other heart. Thank you.
So why don't we take this time together? If any of you would like to share more, please just raise your hand and you will be given the circle.
You might also just share what you're eating, what you brought for your feast of peace. So I have on my plate here apples and nuts and peace cookies. So, but Hasina is raising her hand, please.
I feel a sense of alignment, and that is I've just had a lot of events, and it's been a little back to back today, and it just shows that you just have 5 minutes even of just peace. You have a sense of alignment, and what that comes from is clarity, and it's not about events out there, it's just within. So thank you for that, Lisa and Brian. And I'll share what I brought. I don't know who can see that. It's actually double cream organic yogurt with some blended cooked carrots and apples with coconut water and a date, and it's all blended, and we've got some ground nuts and seeds in there. So
Thank you.
Nice. I'd just like to share the personal joy that I feel that this gathering of friends, old and new, is like a cross section of my adult life. I want to acknowledge Moshe and Hamza, who I met in 1970, 71, 72. I gave birth to their, I think, first child, and my wife and I were pregnant, and they counseled us on a lot. And so that goes back 50 years, 50 years of friendship. I'm feasting on that. Thank you. And in 2002, after meeting Lisa, I got to meet her best friend, Doris. And 11, when we moved to Ojai, we first met, and Julie called us in to a group following Barbara Marx Hubbard's birth, 2012. And we met every single month with a group of spiritual beings. So now Lisa and I come to Krakow. And one of the amazing things was that before we came, there was the pandemic. And the pandemic introduced me to Unity Earth. And from there, Lisa got to experience this global community. So, friends of Unity Earth, I am welcomed into that space of unity with each of you. And I'm so grateful. There is so much goodness within these programs. And during the time of the pandemic and the isolation and the rising fears and approaches of how we're going to get through, I know that I never expected it would be a virus that would bring the world closer together, but in isolation. And so I am very, very grateful for the development of Zoom. Through there, I joined the Rotary E-Club of World Peace with close to 100 peace builders around the world. And the peace community keeps expanding. So I am feasting on that. This is the special day designated by the United Nations to honor ceasefire. Let's have at least one day of peace of all humanity. And in our hearts, that's really what we all intend, that it comes to an end of violence and war. And that we find ways to take care of our global family, all global family members. So I am going to come to an end of my little sharing. And maybe Lisa, do you want to welcome this new person coming in?
Welcome, Yegataran. Would you like to introduce yourself? We would like to welcome you, and maybe you let us know from where you are calling from. And we all shared already a prayer or intention for peace, and I invite you to do it too. So please feel welcome in our global feast for peace. Yagataran, could you be open?
Please unmute yourself.
Yeah. Right. Unmute yourself, Yagataran.
It is possible that he's come in early for the
Okay.
next session as well.
Okay, yeah. So, okay, then we go back to our, raise your hand if you want to share something for today's. We have another 5 to 10 minutes to share.
Yeah. Julie here.
Yes, Julie.
I'm being moved to share an anecdote. In the years that Brian, Lisa, and I worked together and did big events on this day, I learned details and facts about International Peace Day and all of the, administrative things that went into it. But there was a story that I just can't get out of my mind, that not the first year, I don't think, but in the early years of International Peace Day happening, apparently in Afghanistan, which maybe then was at war, Russia was there. I don't know if yet the United States had taken over, but it was agreed on the International Day of Peace that year. The warlords agreed to stop fighting and stop all aggression. And the people who were doing health and NGOs and so forth rushed in. And the story goes, the anecdote goes, that tens of thousands of children were vaccinated. It might have been polio, it might have been some other thing that was still being needed in Afghanistan. And there was a day when people could come out and maybe even go get some food. And it just seemed so ironic to me, or strange, if there could be one day that these things could happen, could they make it 2 days? Could they make it 3 days? How quickly, the humanitarian needs and necessary needs were met. And it just highlights how, for all of us gathered here, it just doesn't make sense. But I just wanted to share that because I still haven't forgotten it.
Thank you.
Amelie.
Well, due to what you said, Brian, I'm so grateful for Zoom, what COVID brought us. And since I'm in a grandmother's group in Holland, and since then we connect with all grandmothers groups in all the world, where we share for peace, for everything needed, or even meditate and send love to places where it should be, light and love. And with grandmothers seen and living on earth and not anymore in physical bodies. And this Zoom makes that happens, that you can reach out, how Lisa did, to your own heart, your town, your family, your country, earth and beyond. And I'm in connection with beyond, whereas there also are many forces, not only today, helping us. Thank you.
Thank you.
I see that Robert has come in. Robert, if you want to unmute yourself and greet the group, that's where you're calling from, and your intention for peace.
Yes. Nice to meet you all. I'm calling from Uganda, western part of Uganda, in the Republic of Uganda. The peace here in Uganda, we happen to have afflicted people, and we have managed to welcome them in our place. These refugees are coming from neighboring countries. They come without peace, afflicted, suffering from hunger, from wars in their countries. So kindly, I'm inviting you in a second, in a minute, we just take a deep breath and we pray for refugees wherever in the world because they don't have peace. Then I also pray for those people that this day when we are celebrating peace, let the peace dwell in them and help their neighbors. Let all of us think, what can we do to help our neighbors? Really, in my community, in your community, there are people suffering from lack of peace. There are people suffering from violence. There are people suffering from conflicts. What can I do to them? Let's be joined together to bring peace to the afflicted people in the world. I invite you to support those who are in need in this day when we are celebrating peace. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Welcome to Michael. Michael, we're in the last few minutes here. If you want to unmute and introduce yourself, where you're calling from, and your intention for peace. We just have a few minutes left in our Feast for Peace.
Thank you very much, Brian.
Thank you, brother.
See you again. Hope all is well. Your new endeavor on the other side of the world here. My intention, my name is Michael Coles. I currently live on Musqueam territory, known as Vancouver, British Columbia, at the mouth of the Fraser River. My intention for peace is to provide a place for someone to be relaxed when they come into my presence. And that's about it. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. We have more and more people coming in. I think that they're maybe coming in for Hasina's next group, but welcome to Nancy, coming into the end of our Feast for Peace hour. If you'd like to unmute yourself and just tell us where you're calling from, and if you have an intention for peace, we'd love to hear it.
So I think we just come to a closure of this. Oh, there's Nancy.
There's Nancy.
Yes.
Hi.
I was wondering if I could add something to my intention, if you don't mind.
Sure, Michael.
I was currently working on a project during the 99 days to try and bring 2 cities into the fold with Fred Armand's International Cities of Peace, Niagara Falls, New York, and Niagara Falls, Canada. So talked to council and the Canadian side and try to get appointment for the other side, them as well. But this will be an ongoing thing for this next year. To do a call out. We're going to take it a little bit slower now since we weren't able to get it done by today. But so for the next year, we're going to try to bring the consciousness of International Cities of Peace and the programs that Fred Armand and everybody does into that space, which is being captivated. The water's captivated. The people's monies are captivated by casinos and other things like this. And the area suffers from 60 scoops, War 1812, a lot of history on that land anyways. And so that's my intention, is to bring that space into a peaceful place. That's going to be ongoing. Hopefully we can celebrate it by next year. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you. Nancy, we have just a minute or two left if you'd like to share an intention for peace.
I'm sorry, I'm just learning about this conference, and so I'm tuning in late and thinking I'm early. I'm Nancy, I'm from Virginia, and true confessions, I need to start peace within myself because I have so little. I live in Trump world and I'm not part of it. I'm the antithesis of it. I've been working against racism and on behalf of social justice issues basically since birth. So I need to start with me. I'm a holistic healer and I'm working in some small groups and just trying to work at more the super conscious level as because I have too much temper to work in the one-to-one at the moment. That's called honesty. Sorry about that.
Yes,
No, thank you. One at a time.
yeah.
Right.
Well, we thank you all. We thank you for joining us for this hour.
Brian, can I
Yes,
suggest you it's now round clock time, 17 hours,
yes,
for all of us to end with 1 minute of peace as a habit of today and maybe many days forward.
okay.
After your
And
closing words, of course. Sorry.
no, that's fine. I will sound a tone for peace. Thank you all for the peace that you've feasted on together and that you contribute to the state of the world. Our love and peace and unity are one. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Love you
Love in
all.
all directions.
Lisa, may we see a close-up of your peace cookie if you have it with you?
Yes, I'm not sure if it.
Oh. Oh, you're upside down, Lisa.
Oh, okay, like this way. Sorry.
Cool.
Love it.
So,
Thank you.
enjoy. I share it with you.
Mine are all gone. I ate them
Oh,
all.
good.
And I didn't mention that my
Oh,
guinea
and the
pig
heart.
snacks are in the heart shape. So
Oh,
happy little guinea pig
Wait,
nipples to everybody.
beautiful.
wait.
Thank you so much, Lisa and Brian. Gorgeous space.
Thank you
Thank
for
you all.
hosting. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.